Hello and welcome to another update video about Fantom. In this video I would like to give you an updated technical analysis about Fantom. Fantom is moving up a lot, quite up and down, very volatile, and we want to talk about where we are in terms of the waves and what could be happening next here for Fantom. The video today is sponsored by Crypto.com, the world's fastest growing crypto app where you can buy and sell more than 200 cryptocurrencies at true cost. I use Crypto.com myself for buying and selling, for staking, but also for the Crypto.com Visa card, which I find really good because it gives a lot of benefits, and if you decide to sign up for one of these Visa cards, then you get a $25 reward. There are no annual fees. You get on top of that staking rewards if you stake your Crow, and depending on what kind of card you get, you have to stake a certain amount of Crow and get a certain amount of Crow rewards. There's some cool cashback benefits here for example, Netflix Prime or Amazon Prime, Spotify, Expedia, and so on. So I really like that card. I use it. Personally, I use it by loading it up with USDT or stable coins. It makes it easier from a tax point of view. And then you can pay everywhere with it, so that is pretty straightforward. You can also use Crypto.com for NFTs here. There's an NFT marketplace and they have a lot of other cool things here to offer. As you can see here, if you take a look at the products tab, Crypto.com NFTs are talked about, Crypto.com pay and get paid in crypto. You can stake, for example, and there's lots more here. I would recommend checking Crypto.com out. All right, so let's take a look into the chart. And as you know, my view here has been fairly bearish also throughout this move up. I'm still of the opinion that this was a wave B and that we are now in the wave C. In my view, what we could be seeing here currently is just playing out of or the forming of a head and shoulders. We've been, as I said, we've been fairly bearish here throughout this whole the move up as well. What I did and I communicated that to the channel members especially, but also here on the channel, that on this wave up I took profits. So didn't really buy. I took profits of my Fantom that I had. There were 3 sell orders that were triggered, with the last one here at 329, which was pretty much very close to the top. And then the first buy order was triggered here at around $2.08, I think. And now we were today at $2.45 already. So it's really a nice opportunity for swing trading. And there was some profit that could be taken, which is just amazing. And it has played out that selling here towards the top and then rebuying or reinvesting those profits lower. And if you're interested in seeing my own buy and sell orders and maybe following them or taking your own decisions, then of course it's only your own decision what you do anyway, but you can follow them, of course, or you can see them at least, and then come to your own conclusions. Then maybe join as channel member. You can join a great community and join on Discord and Telegram as well. It's rapidly growing and really fantastic and positive community. So what we're currently doing here, in my view, is that we are in this wave C. In this wave C, typically a 5-wave structure. So what we probably saw here is a 1-2. Probably now we're seeing here this wave 3 and 4 play out at the moment, and then you get a final wave 5 possibly here to the downside. Now, if this here was the wave 3 and we're now seeing a wave 4 retracement, then we can also take a look at where that should ideally retrace to. And if we break here really that 245, that could have already been the maximum with a 0.5 fib level, then I think we're going to see the 259. That's the 0.618 Fibonacci level if we're going to move up higher. Don't think we're going to move much higher than 260, because what you would then do, you would get into the price range here of that wave 1. Well, if it does that, then that basically would be invalidated. We would need to look at a different wave count then. But overall, I'm not convinced that we would see any new all-time highs from here. I think what we're going to see here is a very corrective structure, which we're seeing here. Actually, it looks very corrective what we're doing here at the moment. And what could be forming here is just a head and shoulders pattern. So you've got your left shoulder here, you've got the head, and you're forming now the right shoulder, and then you get some sort of a neckline which might be forming here. You can actually see that here. So really might be rolling over here, And then as soon as you break here, for example, the 170 line, it's just a guess depending on when we're hitting that support line, that neckline, then we could really be breaking, and then we could really get all the way down to that $1.12 level, which I have here on the chart. So we've got the target area here for where I do expect the price to land in that wave C. That would begin here at around, well, maybe not 112 but 114. It's basically the low of that wave A here from the 4th of December. From there to the downside, we could extend all the way down to 53 cents. It's pretty much similar to what Polygon Matic is doing at the moment. So with Polygon as well, you've seen my video about Polygon possibly, and it has done something very similar. Not quite that, not exactly, but fairly similar, where also it was looking very bullish, but now it broke a key level. And also here Fantom has broken here that low, it has broken that low, so it's going lower here overall, and I think there's a big risk that we could really be making here another lower high, and then we're just rolling over again and then get down to that neckline. If that is broken then here, then you are looking at that lower price target, and also not only looking from an ABC Elliott wave perspective in terms of price target, but also just looking at the target from that pattern, from the head, where you take the height of that head, and you go to the neckline, and then you add it to the breakout point, and depending where that breakout point will be, you could really look at even lower. Now I don't think we're going to go lower than the 0.887 FIB level at 54 cents, but it just shows that could be quite a powerful pattern if that plays out here really as a head and shoulders pattern. But it's really interesting what Fantom has done here. As I always say to the channel members, you can use buy and sell orders. Again, I'll take them out of Discord if they become irrelevant. So in this case, for example, at 208, the buy order was triggered just to reinvest the profits that were taken here at 329, and everybody who wanted could have reset the sell order here at 222, I think it was, or 228, can't remember. That would have triggered then, or just waited for the next one, but that would have been a little bit higher. I'm not sure if we're actually going to get there. But anyway, I think it's a great long-term investment, Fantom. To buy up here was just too expensive for me. I think we were just too high. At $2.08 it then became attractive for me in terms of especially reinvesting the profits. And I think we are going to see another drop anyway, but it's a very interesting cryptocurrency, and it's doing a lot of volatility here, where profits can be made also here in the shorter term. Of course, it's risky, always with keeping in mind that we could actually drop lower, and that this is nothing here where we are building a new all-time high on, especially not with that lower low series that we're doing here at the moment. And looking at the indicators here, I mean, on the daily, we are still here on the daily in the bearish range on the RSI. Yes, here the MACD bearish, or the selling pressure is reducing down, but I think overall, looking at the chart, we can only see here this series of lower lows. So that's why I think we're not really going to see here any significant push to the upside, especially as on the 2-day chart, which is the more relevant one, the more long-term one, we can actually see only very recently here that bearish cross on the MACD has played out, and on the 4-day we're only now seeing that bearish cross on the MACD. So there is more room to fall further. I think Fantom is just a bit later in the correction than other cryptocurrencies, and even now you've seen a bearish cross on the weekly MACD as well, and that is really quite relevant, and we are still fairly high, so can fall really a lot. And also here, what I will need to tell you is on the MACD here as well, it's there is still a lot of scope to fall, on the RSI, I mean on the weekly. If that bearish cross here on the MACD on the weekly is really playing out, and it's looking like that at the moment, it has crossed, and then you fall from here, there is a lot of scope for further downside, especially according to the weekly RSI. So as I said, continue to be here shorter term bearish. I think it's fairly expensive to buy now. I was happy to reinvest at $2.08 after I took profits at $3.29. I think that's fair enough, especially given the long-term view that I have. But I do expect lower prices going forward for Fantom. Bear in mind, nothing is guaranteed. I can only share here my own view, but the whole chart is looking fairly weak for me. Yes, of course, there was the possibility that this whole downtrend in ABC was already completed, and that what we were doing here was just a beginning of an uptrend here, an impulse, yeah. But for these impulses, what we had, these corrections were too strong for me, yeah. You saw that one here was just looking too strong for me, was coming down too far, and especially then here, that head and shoulders that we formed here, and that latest correction was too strong as well, even making a lower low. That is nothing in impulse that you would be doing. Yeah, so that's my view here on Fantom. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.